Okay, guys, it's Saturday, and while the kids are napping, I wanted to run up to the office and get some work done. One of the things I want to do is create a video just to show you guys some of the inventory I've got available. So excited to have some solid properties with big cash flow available for you. And if you go to turnkeyinvest.com, and you'll be able to see all of these properties as they're coming soon and then eventually available and then ready for you guys to make an offer on the property. Let's talk about that for a second. What does it look like to make an offer on a property with turnkeyinvest.com? We are not asking people to pay more than what the house is listed for. So a lot of people have asked me, James, what is the market like right now in Memphis? Are things slowing down? Absolutely, things are slowing down, $500,000 and above. So the properties that there's a lot fewer Memphians available for, those are slowing down big time. But the 115,000 to 235,000 market, which is what your average Memphis family can afford to buy or rent, there's just not enough inventory. It's a simple supply and demand issue. So no matter what's happening with interest rates or the economy or who's president or Ukraine or COVID, there simply is just not enough houses in that price point to supply for the workforce here in Memphis. So when we make an offer on one of our properties, we click the button that says make an offer, and it's really just filling out an order form. But you are making an offer. It doesn't mean that the property is yours. We are going to choose the best buyer for this house based on this criteria. So existing clients, no doubt I am very loyal to the group of investors that have made our company so successful. However, if you're a new client, I want to get to know you. I want to know that you fit the mold for who my ideal client is. My ideal client lives by our core values. They are the type of owner of property who is never going to accept anything but safe, clean, and functional housing for the people that are living in these houses. Because as much as this is a money-making venture for all of us, we should be very proud of the houses that we have for rent. They smell nice, they work, the toilets flush, they get hot water, the air conditioners and the heaters work. And I know that sounds silly, but if you were in my shoes, I see thousands of rental properties per year here in Memphis, and mediocre at best is how I would describe them. Overwhelmingly, when I go look at a house to buy it, and it's a rental, the house has an old leaking roof, an old air conditioner, and it's hot in Memphis in the summertime, black mold, electrical issues with little children living in the house. So we should be proud that we are offering this service to the American workforce, and it is very profitable. So if you're that type of person and you're growth oriented, meaning you don't want to just buy one or two properties, you want to grow something with me over time, I want to work with you. So I'm very loyal to my existing clients, people who are paying cash. A lot of my existing clients are paying cash. Frankly, it's easier. I run a business based on volume. We don't have high profit margins. Therefore, I need to buy a house, renovate it, sell it, manage it, so that I can then buy another house, renovate it, sell it, manage it. If I do a great job of buying in the right areas, great renovations, great property management, the cycle continues and you guys come back over and over again. I've got clients well in the double digits with their portfolios, and we're affecting your bottom line in a positive way. That's the feedback I'm getting from you guys. All right, so buyers using a preferred lender. So I've got clients who want to use a lender who has never done an investment loan in Memphis, Tennessee. It just makes everything harder. So my team is amazing. I run a tight ship with my team. Throwing a new lender in that we have to educate and walk through the whole process adds man hours and would have to make me raise my prices on the back end for you guys. So using preferred lender is just like using a teammate of mine who knows our processes, our system, and gets the job done. All right, buyers who are willing to bring money to the table in the rare event of a low appraisal. So I buy a house, I'll renovate it, I sell it, and they come back $3,000 lower than what we sold it for. That's crazy. If I chose another career path, I could easily be an appraiser. I know what these houses are worth before I ever buy them. And if they just have a bad day or get in a fight with their spouse on the way to work, I'm not able or willing to lower a price of a home by $3,000 just because they had a bad day. I will help you fight it. I will help you fight that. But, in this type of market, I'm always looking to grow my personal portfolio, and I would like to keep that house rather than lower the price by $3,000. And I think that's fair. Buyers who want me to manage the property. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but I've actually had people say, hey, James, I want to buy the house from you and let somebody else manage it. Well, we offer everything under one roof that an investor needs to succeed. So acquisitions, renovations, property management, it's everything bundled together for you. And I want to say right now, if you have properties in Memphis that are not managed by Foundation Property Management and you are less than happy with your current management setup, we need to talk. I'm doing a lot of things that you would call common sense, but what does Dave Ramsey say? The problem with common sense is it's not too common. So that are affecting the bottom line of my owners and creating a better return on investment from their properties. So if you're in that situation, or if you just have properties with me and you want to consolidate, so you have one person, one guy and his team that you can call and actually get on the phone, boots on the ground here in Memphis, consolidate those properties to Foundation Property Management. I want to put my hat in the ring and say, look, I want to be your property manager. I don't come after people that are currently managed and try to talk them into it, but I would be more than honored to be your boots on the ground in Memphis. Buyers who want to use our vendors, so our insurance company, our termite inspector, our home inspectors, all the people that are involved, the whole team that I've assembled for you guys, my closing attorney. So, if you decide you want to buy one of our houses, you want to make this offer, you can use any closing attorney you want. But it sure makes my world, my processes and systems click easier when we use the same closing attorney I've been using for thousands of deals. Buyers who have transferred properties to Foundation Property Management from other companies. So I've got a lot of people who have decided to make that move from whatever company they're at now, for whatever reason, to Foundation Property Management. And I am honored. And if they are wanting to grow their portfolio, I'm going to pay special attention to them and help them get the type of house that they want to add to their portfolio. So let's talk about some of the stuff we have available for sale right now. All right, so that's how you make an offer. Down here at the bottom right, this will take you back to where you can see all the properties. That way you don't have to go back to the home page. I will be adding some new construction to the website soon. Never in a big hurry to sell those. I've got hundreds of buyers for every one of them that we pull up, and same with these properties. So we're going to see a wide range of different types of properties here. And, it's my job to deliver the type of property you tell me you want to add to your portfolio, not vice versa. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Investor in California, in Colorado, or wherever you are, here's some house you need to buy and here's why. No, the opposite of that. You tell me what you want. My job is to go out and create that opportunity, deliver it to you on a silver platter. So let's look at geographically what we've got going on here. We've got the city surrounded with inventory right now. So we're going to go north of Memphis, so downtown Memphis, right in the middle of the screen. And we're going to drive north into a whole different city called Millington. Well, what in the world, James? Where are you going? Well, Millington is home to our naval base. So we have a large naval presence here, all hiring, firing, recruiting, back-end work, I would call it, is done for the Navy right here in Millington, Tennessee. So just up the road, lower taxes, great employment opportunities. A lot of people that live in Millington can work in Memphis easily. It's a 15, 20-minute drive, depending on what part of Memphis you're going into. But I've always taught you guys about investing ahead of the path of progress. So let's zoom in and talk about what's going on in Millington a lot, but let's just talk about this one little thing. They have a new park that is being built that is going to be second to none. So it's going to alleviate some of the Big Creek right here, the flooding issues that might impact the naval base, and provide t-ball fields and walking trails and mountain biking and dog parks and all those things. That's kind of cool. But I helped the largest home builder in America buy 53 lots right here where my cursor is hovering, right across the street from the funeral home. Y'all all know the joke, right? If you live near a funeral home or is trying to buy or sell a house near a funeral home, in the description of the house, you would put in there, quiet neighbors. So they're building brand new houses right here, 50 brand new houses. They're getting $300,000 for some of those. So just across the way, down here on Sheila Street, I'm sure the developer had a wife or daughter named Sheila back in the day. We have purchased this house, and now we are going to renovate it to bring it to 2022 standards. This house is going to cash flow really well. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with a big bonus. Now, on the back of the home, it has a 2-car garage that's super deep, or shop. So if you have somebody that does woodworking, or somebody that's maybe a self-employed person that would love to have a big shop in the back, hey, I'll raise my hand on this one. I would love to have that at my house. I'm envious of the shop that it has in the backyard. And just a great little rental, great little area right there where you see a lot of good things happening. So look for this one to be coming live early next week, Monday or Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. But that one is A-class neighborhood, Millington, Tennessee. Right next to there, we have this house on Walton Road. This is a Class A+ neighborhood, 38117. A lot of people would call that Colonial Acres. This is where all the kids want to live when they move back to Memphis after going to an SEC school. So they go off to Tennessee, they go off to Alabama, Ole Miss, they come back to Memphis, and this is where they're going to want to be. Colonial Acres and Sea Isle Park. See those two at the bottom of 38117. 38117 is an interesting zip code because from north to south and east to west, every bit of it is amazing. So some of it is untouchable, it's too pricey, like things that are close to Poplar Avenue. If y'all have watched my map video, you know all about that. So where is this little house? Right here off of White Station. There's Walton right there. So our little house on Walton, let me show you before. We've painted it white. You've seen me do that with a lot of houses. We've painted this one white. We've got some cedar shutters. Let's see here. We've got a solid wood front door that's stained. So really went all out. Granite countertops, white shaker style cabinets, hardwood and tile floors. The thing that really makes this house stand out though, most of these homes, no closet space, because when they were built, people just didn't have as many clothes, I guess. And small primary bedroom. This one has a huge primary bedroom, walk-in shower, walk-in closet. So this property is, well, I bought it to renovate it to what you'll see the pictures, to attract that young nurse that's coming in to work for St. Jude, or the young professional who works right off of Poplar Avenue and wants to live near all the action. So this is the young professional rental, the executive style rental y'all have heard me talk about. It'll have good cash flow. So definitely a solid house if you're looking for A type of property that you can place a resident in if they were to tear the house up or get behind on rent. They have something to lose. We can sue them and win because they have a 401k and a great job where we can garnish their wages. You can't really do that on a $600 a month rental that a lot of people are selling to my out-of-state investors. As you can see, I am leaning more towards these A-class properties because a lot less headache. Oh my goodness, so much less headache. Because the people we place in the homes, if they were to do the unimaginable and leave the house with $5,000 worth of repairs to get it rent ready, they're going to have to pay it. Or we're going to garnish their wages, take their 401k. They've got something to lose. Some of you guys have reached out to me and said, James, my house is, man, every time I turn around, I've got, a new resident moving in and I've got to pay to get it rent ready. And it's in one of these rough areas. It's really hard to get long-term tenant stays and people treating your house like a home on the lower price rentals. It's not impossible. I've got some unicorns out there that, have been in the house for 20 years and they're not planning on going anywhere. But for the most part, the majority of issues property managers across America have are on lower income housing. Alrighty, so let's see what we have next. That was Sheila Street. I'm going to zoom back out. You saw that was north of Memphis in a city called Millington. Let's zoom back in. And we've got a little, not a little, this is a big house. A home right here on Walnut Bend, a very high-end area of Cordova. So Walnut Bend, if you were to take that north to Macon, and Macon right out here, you'd see our new office, foundationpm.com, showing up right there on Zillow. How cool is that? So just around the corner from my office, this 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath house is under renovation now. The roof is going on Monday, new HVACs, and then all the other stuff is going to be completed in the next 2 to 3 weeks. If you're looking for a Class A property right around the corner from my office, talk about easy to manage. I drive past it 3 times a day. North Walnut Bend Road, 748 North Walnut Bend Road should be on your radar. So it's going to cash flow well. Let's check out the next one. Some of you guys have asked about Airbnbs. That would be a perfect Airbnb. If you want to learn more about Airbnbs, reach out to me and my team. We'll talk to you about it. All right, let's look at a little suburb of Memphis, even though it's in a different state, the state of Mississippi. Check that out. So our southern border, if anybody's watching and didn't know, is the state of Mississippi. But just 18 minutes from my office, I have this little house that I bought at 6854 Dogwood Manor. I would give this an A++ for the neighborhood. Great school district. Very low crime, small town feel. People are clamoring to get houses in DeSoto County, but specifically this Olive Branch neighborhood. Just a no-brainer. So this is going to be a little bit of a pricey home. It's going to be like $222,000, but you're buying $220,000. Maybe I should raise the price. No, it comps out at $222 all day long. So I don't like prices like $222. I told the team make it $220. After renovation, this house will be rented for $1,900 a month, and this is a house that easily has the potential to be worth $300,000 in the next 24 months, depending on what the economy does. Why? Well, they're not building any more 1,358 square foot homes in DeSoto County. They have smartly, very smart. The planning committees and people who are in charge of what happens in DeSoto County have been very smart to make larger home sites, more expensive development, which equals more expensive homes being built. So they're not building, you cannot go down to DeSoto County and build this size house in Olive Branch. It just can't happen. And it won't happen in the future unless they decide to change their mind. Well, that's not going to happen either. So it's a hot, hot commodity to be able to get an affordable little house down there. $300 or $400 more per month for the same house in Memphis, but your kids are going to schools that have 8s and 9s on greatschool.org. So a lot of people could afford this in lieu of private school tuition, depending on their kids' school situation. So no brainer here, 6854 Dogwood Manor West, A++ neighborhood, just like the last two that we've looked at. So, all right, so next on the map, we're going to work our way west to one of our favorite areas, Whitehaven. So this house we just purchased with a tenant in place. The gentleman was in my office yesterday, signed a 1-year lease with us, and he was so dead set on staying on the house, he agreed to a price increase on rent. But he's been there for several years. He takes just great care of the property. Upon purchase, we did a home inspection. Everything on that home inspection is going to be repaired. So it's not quite, he didn't vacate the house. So I can go in and just fully renovate the home. And I'm going to do everything possible with someone still living there. And he told me, James, look, I'll sign a 20-year lease with you. Well, I didn't want to commit to too long of a period of time with him, because I really believe this area, the rents are going to go way, way up. This house would appraise for $168,000 based on the comparable sales in the area. You're going to see it coming in at a lower price because I wasn't just the meanest guy in the world. I raised his rent to $1,350, which was fair. I could have raised his rent to $1,550, but he's been there for 5 years. I didn't want to lose a good resident and disrupt his life. So I agreed to $1,350, which is going to cap me at my sales price for you guys so that you still get a decent cash on cash return. So you're buying this house, instant equity, all the things found on the home inspection repaired, and cash flowing day one. All right, the next one to keep on your radar, it's still a ways out. This is a fire job, meaning the house had a major fire. Now, it didn't have to be torn down, it had to have everything else done to it. So you're buying as close to a brand new house as you can at 405 Janine without me building a brand new house. I mean, all the sheetrock and wiring and plumbing, and it just goes on, like rafters and roof. After we've, have been working on this thing for about 60 days, I almost thought, well, geez, we should have just torn it down and started over. But it's going to be as close to a brand new home as you can get right here in Whitehaven, not too far away from the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley's Graceland house, right there within walking distance. So that's pretty cool. Alrighty, now let's go to Lindale. I want to talk to you a little bit about this area before we even talk about the house. So if I were to zoom in, you're going to see that this is more of the midtown area of Memphis. And there's some really exciting things going on here. One of the most exciting things is the Crosstown Concourse, just down the street from this house. It is a 450,550,000 heated and cooled square foot building called a vertical community. It has everything from condos and apartments and restaurants, hospital. It's got everything you need. You could never leave the building and live right there. On the top of the building is a organic farm. So it's one of the coolest things in Memphis. But let's go just west. And what is that pink area? Now that is St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Now anybody's watched my videos, you hear me talk about it every time. A $25 billion investment right here in Memphis, Tennessee to help save babies from childhood cancer. It's the most amazing place on earth and one of our biggest employers, especially for higher paying jobs. So just down the street from St. Jude, that is why I bought this house. So this house is next door to a brand new home that I'm building. It's already sold to one of our investors. But as you go through these pictures, you're going to see I did an $85,000 renovation at 1474 Lindale Avenue. Again, as close to a brand new home as you can get without me having torn this house down and rebuilt it for you guys. This is going to attract that young nurse working at St. Jude. This is going to attract the young professional, especially at $1,900 a month. Island in the kitchen. This thing is just blown out. for $85,000 it should be. But just huge renovation, bringing this thing to 2022 standards, and one of a kind. You're just not going to find a house like this from a turnkey provider anywhere in America, in my opinion. Really proud of that one. Alrighty, so guys, some great inventory. We've talked about how to reserve these properties. You click on the particular house you're interested in. You fill out the order request, and then we're going to get with you and let you know, out of all the offers we have, who we're able to work with. But I'm going to challenge you to tell me and my team your goals, what you want to accomplish over the next 2, 10, 20 years, and see if we're a fit. And if we are, believe me, I will get with my team and we'll formulate a plan to make it happen. Our acquisitions team is second to none. We're buying houses or looking at houses to buy daily. Look about 20 houses to buy one. Our renovation crews in-house, we are faster and better than anything else I've ever seen. 20 years doing this here in Memphis, Tennessee. We have the best preferred lenders and closing attorneys and termite inspectors, you name it. I've got all this team built for you. Most of my investors share this story. James, I want to invest in real estate, but it does not make sense where I live. Too expensive, or no cash flow. Or maybe you live in a rural area where you couldn't build a big portfolio like this. If that's you, we need to meet, we need to talk. Let me help you build passive income, this generational wealth, and save big on taxes. So thank you for your time today. Reach out to me and the team. I'll put a link in the bottom of this video where you can go to turnkeyinvest.com and learn more about us. If you want to learn more about our management company, I'll also put the link for Foundation Property Management.com in the description below. Thanks and have a great day.